globe constantly move and migrate to different places, either for opportunities or education. It it's also known that this in today's era, migration is often used in education and finding opportunities rather than for leisures. But however, that is very rare in most cases, and uh, most of the time, migration can often give better opportunities than that you would have in your homeland. It would have more things to do, and hopefully, with the skills you have attained in your homeland, you could use those skills you have attained before to nurture those skills that you have had into the new countries. And also, I'd also like to talk about education in migration. So, firstly, students who go abroad often seek education of higher level. They go abroad because other countries have more opportunities, more classes, more culture, more skills, and a lot of successful individuals uh, go to other countries. They migrate to other countries for better skills that they could nurture, and from that they improve as a person and they improve their skills. But this can also cause a brain drain in their homeland's economy, but it will also mainly focus on helping them rather than helping the other country or decreasing their country. And uh, students also often, after graduating, they often permanently stay in the country they studied abroad in, because the moment they graduate, they have nowhere to go. So they would usually, with the skills they have learned from school, they could apply that to opportunities and jobs, because maybe in jobs they would seek like what kind of school do you go to, and if you go to abroad, it has perks. Maybe if you like go to another country, the the person who accepts your application will check through your background history, and they will see that you went to a country in this area. And if it's found out to be renowned, then do you have a more higher chance in achieving that position in that job. And the migration isn't only just benefits. It also has a deeper effect to migrants, because there's like, if you go out of your country for way too long, you often feel less like you're at home. You can always think that the country you've migrated to is your new home, but it would never feel the same as your old country was the place that you've grown in, and you would honestly feel lonely because you won't have anyone else to relate to in culture, because everyone else is mostly different. and it's and with this, it's not only that education is affected, it's also mentally, because migrants face difficulties like language barriers. If the one person doesn't know the language if a migrant doesn't know the language in the country they migrated to, it would be very difficult for them to communicate. Yes, they could use a more common language like English, but it's not that the countries sometimes it's not that it's kind of rare to find people who speak the language English, because maybe, like, for example, take Japan. Yes, the students there learn English, but if they don't, if they're not that good in that subject, then it would be difficult for you to talk to them in English. So, language barrier is one of the difficulties that migrants also face. But migrants could also have, like, feeling loneliness in terms of family members, because if their family members don't go there too, it would feel less, will feel more lonely. Yes, they would grow up like students, they're growing up to become people dependent themselves, but it would feel lonely because you won't have support from your family members if you're having a tough time in that country. And but there's a thing that this all of this could be slowly remove these feelings of loneliness if you stay there, if you migrate there for, long enough, then it is possible for you to adjust and become better in the country and be acceptable to society in that country and have a sense of belonging. And this is why that migration is like a transformative experience, because it just depends on how long you would stay there and how much effort you would take to uh, take to do much. And sometimes that migration can also affect your country's economy, and it could also depends on your economy. That if you have more money, like in America, if you have a lot of money, like $1 in Indonesia is like 16K, which is like the economy. It just depends, and if you're like partially wealthy in the other country, you would be like really wealthy in the current country that you're in. And yeah, that's it.